Saturday, August 5th at the Meadowlands is Hambletonian Day, and we're here to talk about a great 16 race card. One of the features on that card is a $125,000 guarantee pick four. That's what we're going to focus on. There are four guaranteed wagers, and we're going to have an 8% rebate for the entire Hambletonian Day card at the Meadowlands on Saturday. We also have free harness IPPs. You can get all that by clicking on the QR code. Just point your phone at it and it'll take you right to the page, or you go to drf.com/harness and you can check it all out. There'll certainly be banners up there to point you in the right direction. We're going to point right towards the $125,000 guarantee pick four. It starts in race number 12 with the Hambletonian. Of course, I shot a video on the Hambletonian the other day with Jay Bergman, so I'll probably let Matt do most of the talking. From my opinion in this race, in my pick four, I'm keying in on two horses, and that's Owell and Celebrity Bambino. I really do think they're the best two horses in this race.
They're certainly one of the two best horses in this race, but I don't think it's as easy as 1-2, 2-1 in this race. We have a lot of other talent and horses that attract some attention, such as the 4 Winners Bet, who gets much needed post relief after that long trip in his Hambo elimination. Point to Perfect, another Ron Burke trainee, who was the other elimination winner along with Celebrity Bambino. Okies Fonstead is always represented with he's got Up Your Dale, and you have some potential speed types outside. Andy Miller always seems to make his presence felt at a price in the Hambo. He's got French Wine. So I mean, as it always is, it's a solid field top to bottom, but they can't all trip out. They can't all win. So we do have to narrow it down somewhat. And I think you are, I think, quite obviously headed in the right direction, narrowing down to the 2 inside horses.
Yeah, listen, don't get me wrong. I think there are other horses that could win the race. If things go perfectly for them and don't go well for the Celebrity Bambino and oh well. But when it boils down to it, I think Celebrity Bambino is in the best form of any horse in this race. Winners Bet's in good form too, though I still have some questions about the Lasix issue, and I think he's going to have to get the trip versus Celebrity Bambino, where he's going to make his own trip, in my opinion. And I think Owell's probably going to track Celebrity Bambino a lot of the way, or make a brush around him and try to take the field as far as he can go. I went 1-2. What'd you go with in this race?
You didn't really touch on the 5 Points of Perfect, the other Ron Burke trainee, as you might say. Dave Miller picks up the drive with Yannick Gingras choosing Celebrity Bambino. And listen, I thought his elimination win was great. Maybe it wasn't as flashy as Celebrity Bambino's, where he kicked away on the final turn and was impressive, but Point of Perfect had to leave hard to secure the top. Ended up making a couple of moves and dug in pretty nicely to hold off one of your picks in OL, who was coming at him, but couldn't quite reach. And I mean, I think you're looking at around the 6-1 price. And you mentioned Celebrity Bambino and OL controlling the action. Where does that leave Dave Miller with Point of Perfect? Do you think he's gunning out of there, or is he going to look for a trip maybe second over behind a Winners Bet type or someone like that? I'm not sure.
I think your Point of Perfect's probably going to leave, Matt. I think he's probably going to leave, and and Yannick's going to have to make a decision as to what he wants to do. I think Yannick will probably let everyone go that's going to leave, and then Brush and Owell is probably going to follow it up. That's my guess, but I could be wrong.
Okay, well, I mean, we saw Owell have a pretty easy trip in the elimination and couldn't get to the winner. If he's in another scenario where he's first up into a leader that may get away with a at least some semblance of a rated middle half, I don't see a scenario where maybe he has enough to go by this week, depending on how embattled the leaders are. But anyway, I'm not going to use Owell. I'm going to narrow it down to the 2 Burke trainees. I'm going to use Celebrity Bambino, and I'm going to use Point of Perfect. And on the win end, I'm going to take a stab with Point of Perfect, hoping I get like that 6-1, 7-1 range. But yeah, I'm going to lead off with just 2 horses here, 1 and 5, and not use OL and not use Winners Bet on the ticket. also figures to be one of those that takes the bulk of the money.
We're going to move on to race number 13. It's the 240,000 New Jersey Sire Stakes final for 2-year-old filly trotters. And to me, this is really one of the best betting races on the card. It really, there's 7, 8 horses here who I can make a legitimate case for. And, that's why I ended up going pretty deep on my ticket. But what I want to do first is take a look at a video from last week. And this is a video of Allegiant, the 9, who's actually the 5 in this race. He's going to end up winning. But for me, it's 2 other horses I want to look at. That's Special Talent, who's the horse who was actually on the lead. And watch how she just battles back in the stretch and really doesn't give up. And the other horse I think is a little bit interesting is the horse that's in 4th right now. It's the 6 horse Spy Coast, who's going from driver Jeff Gregory in that race to Scott Zeron here. And maybe at a big price, he moves the horse up a little.
Yeah, I mean that's. I think a lot of people are going to take notice of that. Jeff Gregory, owned, trained, and driven 2-year-old filly trotter, hands the lines over to Scott Zeron, who is obviously a much more regular driver, I guess you could say, and more familiar, more successful in big money races. So I think that is a very interesting angle. But yeah, this looks like this is going to be a spread race for a lot of people. And like you said, from top to bottom, I mean, all of these 2-year-old fillies, it's like they all look good in limited starts. They all have some angle, if you like. They all have multiple, a few of them have got multiple wins already. It is a great race, and it's hard. It is hard to zero in on one particular horse. So I mean, I'm using this as a spread race as well. Ended up going 5 deep. With Spy Coast, Special Talent, who's I feel he's going to take a little bit more money down from that 12-1 morning line. Buy around Andrew McCarthy, Noel Daly, another solid effort in her latest in the kindergarten race. And the outside logical choices, Soiree Hanover is 2 for 2 in a young career with Lucas Wallen, Tim Tetrick. I think we might see some forward placement this week. And Allegiant, who we saw got the job done at odds on. So, yeah, tough race, good race, 5 deep for me.
I'm looking at 4 deep with the 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's the 3 is my top pick, Special Talent. I just really liked the effort last time. I thought she was a little surprised. It wasn't an important race in the connection's eyes. I'm sure this is the much more important spot. I'm sure they'll have her a little bit tighter. And I'm fading the 8 and 9, Soiree Hanover and Allegiant, not because I don't think they could win, but because I don't think the price is going to be there, and I don't think they have to win. So I'm going to fade them, and because my ticket's pretty chalky the rest of the way. And we're going to move on to race number 14. It's the $315,750 Cane Pace field of 11. So we got 1 horse starting in the 2nd tier. That's Hungry Angel Boy. And clearly this race goes through Confederate. And we're going to take a look at what Confederate did last time, Matt, and I'll let you pick it up because it was pretty impressive.
This is the Meadowlands Pace final that we all saw from a few weeks ago. And Confederate, who was the overwhelming favorite going into this race, who I wasn't convinced that he was going to be worthy of odds-on status. But, I mean, look at him just kick away from the field here just completely effortlessly. Draw away, win by open lengths. I guess you could say the way a 1 to 2 shot's supposed to win, completely wrapped up in 147. And I mean, yeah, this race starts with the Confederate, ends with Confederate, and like you said, goes through Confederate. And I don't see anybody ready to step up. It would have to step out in a big way to defeat Confederate if he just brings his regular effort. And I think in what was a wide open 3-year-old division, he's starting to separate himself from the pack a little bit, and he will really cement that status when he gets the win here in the Cane Pace.
Yeah, the reason why I showed the video was mostly to remind people that this is what this horse did to these horses last time. So it's hard to look at this field and think someone's going to step up and beat him now. I think the 7's interesting, Christchurch, just in the fact that he's first-time Lasix here. Maybe that helps a little. I think the 3, 7 colors is a little bit interesting. I mean, He went a 53-1 final half, 120-4 final three quarters last time, and a pretty good effort in the adios. And I think there's some speed there and some talent there. But I think any of these are going to have to move their game way up to be on the level with Confederate.
Right. So, yep, Confederate's a key for me, and I have a feeling he's a key for you, and he's going to be a key for a lot of people in this Big Four.
And no doubt about it. And we're going to move on to race number 15. It's the $130,000 Sam McKee Memorial. And, I'm going to, just cut right to the point. I have another key in this race. It's the 10 by the Missile. I absolutely love this horse. I did not like him in the Houghton at all. I didn't think he'd be ready to go a 47 mile. He wasn't. He went a 48 mile. And I think now you're looking at a blast from post 10, and he's going down the road. And I wouldn't be shocked if he put up a 146-4 or something like that. I think this horse is that good. And if he is as good as I think he is, I think we'll see it on Saturday.
Well, we've been waiting most of the year to see it. So now I guess now is the time to shine. Come off that big 3-year-old season, and now he's 3 for 4. But we're waiting for him to win a signature race or win the big one. So post 10 is no concern for you, I assume. The way you're talking up this horse, you're not worried at all, and you think once he gets the lead, he's going to keep rolling. And I'm pretty much in agreement with you. He is my top selection, and he will be a key for me on most of my tickets. Like he's a key for you, I guess, on all of your tickets. Tattoo Artist, he's been kind of hot and cold this year, but he's definitely running a little better now recently, and that was a good effort in defeat when he got run over late by a long shot in the Garrity up at Saratoga. And this guy is capable of bringing a huge effort, at any given moment. I'm going to use him too. I know I'm kind of ending up with the 2 favorites on my ticket, but By the Missile is going to be on most of my tickets. And a horse I considered a favorite of mine. This is the plan. I was talking before. I don't think he's completely done in terms of being able to step up. And I think if he trips out, I think he's going to pop at some point in one of these big races this year. Would not shock me at all. So maybe for a couple extra dollars, to throw him in there on a small ticket at what will be probably 20-1. But yeah, I'm in agreement with you. By the Missile is my reasonably strong top choice.
Just to throw this out there, and I do agree that Tattoo Artist is the other horse in here that, if you want to go too deep, that's the most logical. But I probably, if I was going to add horses here, I would consider maybe a Forever Boy, or, who I think has some talent, and could work out in the right spot, or maybe the 9 Tarasi, who added Lasix last time and just went a monster mile. I mean, I don't know if it was a fluke or not, but I mean, these are just horses at a price that maybe, since we're going to play a pretty cheap ticket here, that could step up. And why don't we just take a look at my ticket here, because you'll see how cheap it is. Looking at a total of $4 here with the pair of singles and 2 horses in the Hambletonian. I'm not spending a lot of money. Obviously you could play it. That's a 50-cent base. You could play it multiple times, or, from my, purposes, I will probably play additional tickets keying the 3 in race 13, because I really like that horse. But I think Matt went a little bit larger, but not a bankroll buster, Matt.
No, I got a small $10 ticket, which if you want to key or zero in on By the Missile in the 15th race, because like I said, I am in agreement with you that this it's time to step up big time, and this is the spot for him to do it despite post 10. But yeah, $10 ticket, using the 2 Burke horses, spread in race 13 like we mentioned, an obvious key in Confederate. I would love to use another horse if I had any opinion on any of the horse in that race, but I guess if you can't beat him, join him, and just key him. So and then the 2 main logicals in the 15. So yeah, we're not talking a tax ticket here, but I like Dave Miller in the Hambo at an okay price, and maybe we get a price home in the 13th, and you're looking at okay probable payoff. But yeah, $10 for 50 cents. I'll play it a few times, and we'll see what happens.
Matt's going to hope it doesn't come in 1855 so he doesn't get his money back.
It's still going to pay. We're not talking odds on in the Hambletonian, and we're not talking odds on Tattoo Artist or By the Missile, I don't think. And we're talking a total spread where the money's going to be all over the place in the 12th. So in the 13th race, we're not looking at, a total chalk bonanza, I don't think. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not breaking the bank with the cost of the ticket, and we're not going to be retiring on the winning ticket either.
Well, $125,000 guarantee pick 4. It starts in race number 12 on Hambletonian Day. That's Saturday. It's a noon post time. This sequence will start about 4:45. And another reminder, on Friday, there's a $47,000 pick 6 carryover. Starts in race number 8. That's something you might want to check out. Remember, 8% rebate on wagers on DRF bets on Saturday at the Meadowlands. Check it out. Good luck.